Okay guys, so we've got our original part that we have inserted into the drawing, and we've got our tube, our component that we've just created. What we're now going to do is we're going to just copy and paste those until we've built up one end. And an end is going to have four of both of these. It's going to have four tubes and four connectors. So let's go ahead and get started with that. The first one is we need a copy of the connector. So I'm going to right click on this and simply click copy, come into the drawing and right click and say that I want to paste that. And there's a copy here that's been pasted. I'm going to slide it up like so. And as well as having these direction arrows, we've got the rotation as well. So look at which direction we want to rotate that in, and I want to slide that 90 degrees like so. That's obviously not quite high enough, so I'm going to come a little bit further up like so and click OK. And then what I want to do is I want to use my join command. So I'm just going to change the orientation of that ever so slightly and then zoom in like this. Now, on my join command, I use J for join. Okay, so if I escape from my orbit and press J, oh, sorry, that's not J, that's H. I do beg your pardon. If I press J, and then you can see as I hover over, I get this little, I would describe it as a little magnet. It's this little symbol that's going to show you where exactly the join is going to happen, what point, whether it's a corner or a center or an end or an edge, what exactly am I joining to what? So if I come onto here and run along this line, and you can see that I'm in the center of that edge, okay? So I click there, my first one. I zoom out and I come onto this, and then I click along and find the center of this edge. But just be careful because you can alternate that 90 degrees. You'll notice that one would swivel the piece around. I want to connect in that direction, and boom, it's just going to push it down as if it's being pushed down gently or tapped down with a hammer. Okay, so there's two pieces put together. For the other parts, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. I forgot to rename my components. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the short tube. Okay, so I'm just going to name that because I don't like having things numbered. It doesn't make things easier. We're going to right click on there and we're going to copy that. Okay, and then we're going to paste that into place. And you can see what's happening. We've got another one. We need to rotate that by 90 degrees. Okay, we can click OK, and then it's literally going to be like virtual Lego. I'm going to press J here and select the center of that. Okay, if you zoom in so you can see what I'm doing, I'm clicking that one there, and then I'm coming out and I'm zooming in and I'm clicking on. Now if I did that there, that would be just out of position. It's got to be on that line. So let's click onto that. Now because we're in a virtual world, you notice it's able to defy physics and just push itself straight through there. Of course in reality that wouldn't be able to happen. Okay, so that's our top rail. What we're then going to do is we're going to right click again and we're going to paste. That's going to give us another tube. I'm going to alternate that by, rotate that by 90 degrees, pull it a little bit clear of things, and remember you click OK to sort of set it in place. I tend to sort of drag them, at least get them closer to where you want them to end up being. And then we're going to press J. We're going to find the center of that, and it's important that the first one you click is the one that's moving, okay? And the second one you click is where it's going to. And again, you see how it just magically defies physics and launches itself straight through there, okay? Now, we're going to need two more connectors up at this end, all right? So let's go ahead and just copy that one again and do right-click copy, and then a right click, paste. We can move that this way. We can rotate it. Now this one, we're going to have to rotate 90 degrees in that plane and 90 degrees in that plane there. And then we can click OK. If the angle's not quite right or not very easy, just use your orbit tool and you can spin it around. Press your J for join. I'm going to click that one and click that one and push, in it goes. Let's go back to my home view. Oh, that wasn't right, was it? Let's undo that then, that last move. So I actually did it wrong when I rotated it. I rotated it in the wrong direction. What I can do if that happens, you can always select it here and press M, and that will bring back up those rotate tools. So let's come back my 90 degrees this way and maybe try and pay a bit more attention this time. So let's spin that around and try that again. So here's my, now if you get this come up at any point, you can just go ahead and press capture position, that's fine. And I want to push that into there. There you go, that one pushed a bit more like it would in real life. Okay, so we've got two more to add on to here. Okay, so we need to do another paste of that block, and I'm going to pull that out this way, and we're going to go up this way, and we're going to rotate, what's it going to be, 180 degrees that way, isn't it? Okay, move it a little bit closer, maybe makes it a little bit easier to do. Click OK, and then if you look again at our J for join, we're on that very, very top edge. I'm just going to click there, that's the piece that I want to move, and here's where I want it to go to. There we go, click OK. Now the final one, this is where we're really defying physics, okay? We're going to make a copy of the tube, okay? So let's do a copy of that and then do a paste of it. And what we can do is we can pull this across and it should pretty much, I reckon that's going to drop straight into the right place. And of course that's, let's just have a quick check if we look this way. Yes, it is. Okay, so we can click OK, and that is now one of the ends for our tube. Just before I save that, I'm going to drop down into my grid and snaps here, and into my display settings here, and I'm going to go to object visibility, and I'm just going to turn off the joints, and that's going to remove these funny little things that look like Lego blocks. Okay, it is a bit like we're doing Lego, I know. So into the object visibility and turn off those joints, and that's going to look a little bit nicer when we do our final assembly. Go ahead and click save, and on the next one we're going to do the final bit, which is to add a second one of these by copying and pasting this and adding the long ends. Okay, well done.